it's all right.
I mean, if we're going to say that he's not proven, well, then, frankly, there is nobody on Ole Miss's coaching list that's proven except Lane Kiffin.
I was waiting. Temple beat them.
Lost to
30-28. In that weird place in Philadelphia where I don't know why, but Temple wins a lot of games.
Yeah. Now, if we want to talk about you want a proven coach, has some
this
baggage,
now, or you want to wait until the next segment for this?
we'll tease it now.
Okay.
Because I got
we
lots
got a
of
minute.
thoughts. We're not on a clock,
No, go ahead.
Isaac.
Well, sort of, but sure.
I got lots of thoughts on Lane Kiffin. I got thought after thought after thought.
You
on
and Lane Kiffin. I mean, this has been going on for 2 years. Neal was waiting to pull that column back out. He just waiting on an opportunity to get back with Lane. Go back down that rabbit hole again.
Yes. Because I'm going to be honest with you.
If you're the AD, this thing would be one name.
If I am the Ole Miss AD, this is the most simple search ever. And I'm going to say this. We go to break after this.
No, you're fine. We got 3 or 4 minutes.
All right. If I'm the Ole Miss AD, this is done. I'm offering the job to Mike Norvell. I'm looking Jimmy Sexton in the eye and saying, I need an answer. If it's us, great. We're going to embrace the hell out of Mike Norvell. Away we go. If it's not him, good luck to him. Here's my offer to Lane Kiffin. And here's what I know for an absolute fact. Lane Kiffin would take that job, and I quote from a source very close to him, in a heartbeat, end quote.
He would back away from Arkansas and take the Ole Miss gig.
And the next thing I would do is I would call some sort of a temporary phone answering agency, and I would get their asses to Oxford.
A temp service would be instituted
something.
here.
I'd be hiring I'd be helping to make America great again, because I'd be creating some damn jobs, because somebody would have to come over to this place and answer the phone calls on all the season ticket sales calls that came in, because the current staff would be overwhelmed. That'd be the second call I'd make. Is it a risk? Hell yeah, it's a risk. But hey, can we be real a minute?
Why not?
In the last 5 years, Ole Miss has fired a coach for escorts and massage parlors. They've gone on NCAA probation because a rival writer discovered the phone records. They've gone 6-6, 5-7, 4-8. Wait, they went 5-7, 6-6, 5-7, 4-8 in the last 4 years. What the hell do you have to lose?
5-7, 6-6, 5-7, 4-8.
Yeah, I mean, what do you have to lose? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not bringing the program down. I'm not making fun of it, but that is what you are right now. So why not go for it? If Lane Kiffin's 44 years old, Lane Kiffin absolutely knows beyond a shadow of a doubt that if he gets a shot in the SEC, whether it's at Ole Miss or at Arkansas or at Missouri or at wherever, this is his last shot. If it ends with him in a pile of cocaine and hookers, he's never getting a coaching job again. Ever. This is his last chance. I'm telling you, talking to people who know him, he would embrace it.
What he's also done that's interesting is, maybe because it's the way everything went down over there, maybe it's the way at FAU he's done a pretty good job. He's kept his same personality and everything. He's not seen as that just consummate Saban disciple, because that's not who he is. He's had other jobs. Saban resurrected him in a way, but he's not a Saban guy. You know what I mean?
He trolls Saban on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's his own guy. He would make Ole Miss a nationally relevant story in a positive way instantly. The press conference to announce Lane Kiffin, if Ole Miss did it the right way, where they gave people enough notice, we would have to get there super early. Otherwise, the national dudes would take our chairs. Lane Kiffin would make Ole Miss spring football a national story. Now, does that matter? I don't know. Here's what else Lane Kiffin does. He's a hell of an offensive mind. Look at the job he did at Alabama with
Blake Sims,
with Jake Coker, with
Hurts.
A freshman Jalen Hurts. Remember that? That game in Oxford that day? Chad Kelly played well enough to kick Alabama's ass. Jalen Hurts beat Ole Miss as a freshman after getting his clock cleaned by Marquise Haynes.
That's right.
Came back. Lane Kiffin settled him down. Away they went. They won a big game. Ole Miss couldn't stop him. He's gone to Florida Atlantic. He's done well. Lane Kiffin would be able to get I'm not saying he can get them all here. I'm not saying that at all. But Lane Kiffin could absolutely get most 4 and 5 stars on the phone to at least consider taking a visit to Ole Miss. Kids love him. Now, again, would I hire Mike Norvell if I could get Mike Norvell? Yep, the floor is a lot higher.
So you would take Norvell over Kiffin?
Yes, because Mike Norvell is a safe hire. He's going to do a really good job. But if you're telling me I can't get Mike Norvell and I can get Lane Kiffin, and I'm telling you this is the absolute truth, you can get Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss right now. You absolutely can. No one can convince me why not. He drinks some. Hey, let's stop on one thing. This is not the Boy Scouts of America. This is not looking for a deacon for the Baptist Church. You're looking for a football coach to win football games. Ole Miss is the win that everybody talks about, the greatest day of their lives, right? Was Ole Miss beating Alabama here.
Yeah, 2014.
What does everyone remember about that game besides the goalpost? Katy Perry crowd surfing at Funky's. There was alcohol there. It's going to be all right. Everybody loves Kermit Davis. Got newsflash. He occasionally has a drink. I don't think Kermit would get mad at me for telling people that he sometimes will have a cocktail. This is football, man. These are not Boy Scouts. You're not searching for a CEO of your Fortune 500 company who can clean things up and run a straight. No. And you're Ole Miss. And that's not a bad thing. But you got to understand you're never going to be, because you'll never have the resources to do it like Alabama does it. Nick Saban can be boring as hell. It doesn't matter at Alabama. Get somebody who fits your culture. And I got to be honest with you. From what I see about Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin fits Ole Miss's culture.
That's the funny part of this.
Fits it great. Why is Ed Orgeron doing so well at LSU?
He
fits their culture.
Yeah.
They embrace Ed Orgeron. They like it. Hell, they all talk like that too.
Yeah.
He's a little crazy. They're a little crazy. And he's become their crazy. Again, if it's me, and people go, what do you want? I don't know. It doesn't matter what I want. What would I do? What would you do if you were the AD? I'd walk out of this thing with Mike Norvell or Lane Kiffin, period, the end. And if I take Lane Kiffin and it's a complete and total disaster, well, then so be it. I hate to break it to you, but you just fired your coach after 2 years. You kind of are a disaster. You were just the laughingstock of the country on Saturday morning. You were. Your star wide receiver in a tie game, basically, fake urinates with 4 seconds left to get a penalty that makes you miss a 35-yard extra point to lose a game. You can't drop much further than that. Go for it. They're scared. They're a little worried. About what? I mean, you fired your last 2 coaches because one of them couldn't stop calling escort services on the road on game day, for God's sake.
On a university phone.
On a university phone, Asian massage parlors. And you're firing the next coach because he couldn't control his wide receiver from fake peeing in the end zone with 4 seconds left. What the hell are you losing? I mean, it's like Arkansas right now. They're not worried about it. Like someone told me today, they've won 4 of their last 24 games. They haven't won a Power 5 game since they beat Ole Miss in 2017. Hell, they are at rock bottom. Go for it. Go for it. Who gets you more excited? Lane Kiffin or Billy Napier? Lane Kiffin or Will Healy? And I'm not making fun of Billy Napier. I think he's a good coach. I'm not making fun of Will Healy. Everyone says Will Healy is a rising superstar. Who sells more tickets?
No, Lane's fun. It's fun.
Who makes you interesting?
On a national level.
And the whole, he couldn't handle the women in Oxford.
No.
There are women in Boca Raton. They have women there. The two things that drive me crazy is people go, he will never leave because they just built the house. My response to that, and you know where I'm going.
Yeah, I know.
Where was the last time you went to a place where you said, what's interesting here is there are no houses?
There are teepees everywhere.
And the other one, when people say, well, I tell you, there's just a lot of beautiful women in Oxford. And there are, and that's great. But there are a lot of beautiful women everywhere. He's a millionaire. You don't think he could find women?
You think Boca's more than just a retirement community? You don't think it's just
I'm betting that he's not having to call escort services.
You don't think he's playing like shuffleboard at night?
I'm betting that he doesn't have to call escort services to find a dinner companion. That's my guess. That's my stab in the dark. Tell me who fits Ole Miss. There's an obsession at Ole Miss right now about fit. I've heard that word. You told me that word last night, and I heard it independent of you, about what fits Ole Miss. Now, granted, I don't spend a lot of time at Ole Miss. I don't hang out there. I could be dead wrong. But from my 1,000-foot view, Lane Kiffin looks like the fit. God, he might look like the perfect fit. From a fit standpoint, hell, he's a better fit than Norvell.
Oh, he resembles from a lot of those ways. Yeah, I think what most people would constitute is, from a fan base perspective, a fit. Yeah, no doubt.
And what you do is you build his contract in such a way that goes, hey, look.
If you're an idiot, we're out.
If you get caught in a pile of hookers and cocaine, your buyout is zero.
Yeah.
Be a good soldier. Be funny. Do your Twitter stuff. Have some fun. Have the celebrity culture that would accompany it and all that stuff. Be cool. Get a girlfriend. And go coach some football and let's see what happens. What's the worst that happens in that scenario? You become a 7-5 program? It's better than where you are today. You're 4-8. You only won 4 games this season. You beat a FCS team. You beat a historically awful Arkansas team, and that might be generous. You beat a shitty Vanderbilt team, pardon my language, and you beat a team that a lot of football people say is the worst team in the history of the FBS.
New Mexico State?
Yes.
They won a couple games.
Did they end up winning?
Yeah, they won like 2.
Good for them.
Hugh beat them to get bowl eligible last week.
Yeah, you beat them twice.
Yeah.
I mean, here's my question. Is there anything Lane Kiffin could do that would wreck the program worse than what Hugh Freeze did? And I'm not bashing Hugh Freeze, but it is what it is.
What, national disgrace and probation?
Yeah.
2-year bowl ban? Well, no, I think that's probably about as low as it gets.
I mean, because that is Hugh Freeze's legacy. Is Sugar Bowl.
Alabama twice.
Beat Alabama twice. 2 years of bowl ban and massive sanctions and leaving in total
very embarrassing
disgrace.
fashion. Yeah.